So here we are starting with our project, that is a Todo application, Todo web application using Django. So in the previous video we have created a UI. So now in this video we are going to build these functionality that I'm doing here, that is mark as complete, priority status, and delete, edit, add new tasks, etc, etc. So we are going to build this. So let's have a look how we are going to create a project. So first create a directory, not cd, it's a make directory to do. And now we are going to change this to do folder. Let's create an virtual environment. So python 3m when my environment. Now it will create a environment, virtual environment, and now we should activate it. So source my environment bin and activate. So we have activated this my environment. Let's run Django. Okay, we are not having Django, so let's create it first. Okay, install the Django first. So python version check, and now pip install Django. So we have installed this Django. Django admin start project. So we are creating a project, new project in the same directory. So we are writing Django admin start project to do app and the spawn sign for the current project. Okay, so now let's move to that folder. Okay, let's open PyCharm now. So because we are going to use PyCharm for this project, so let's open it first. So in to do folder, here it is. Okay, now you can see here we have loaded our project, and now let's create an app. Start app and home. Okay, it is giving an error. What is that? It is saying that could not import Django. Okay, we have not activated a virtual environment, so let's activate it first. Source my environment bin activate. Activated now. Python manage.py start app home, and now you can see we have home app here in this, and we are going to register it in installed apps. So it is saying no Python interpreter configured for the project. I will configure it. I will use this. Click here. We have right import OS because we will use that, and home for the our application that we have just created. So now copy that urls.py because we need that in the folder home. Paste it here, and Okay, so we have created this urls.py. Okay, we have copied and pasted it. So what we are going to do, we are going to make it as it is and just to change some URL patterns, but we should first create some okay, we will just run this server. Let's check this. It is taking time a little bit. Chrome takes time to open. So let's type 127.0.0 thousand and our project is successfully created. Let's go back to PyCharm and go to views and create our first view here. So let's name it as home because we are in our home application. So let's name it as home and return, we'll return an HTTP response. We are not going to write any logic for now. Let's write home page. Simple, make it simple. Let's okay, because we have not registered URLs, let's register first. So we are having one URL that is blank and we have to import views. So let's import first views. So here we are importing views from dot import views and we have included we have imported the include. Okay, we don't need to import include here, we just need that include in the Todo app builder URLs. So let's register views.home, name home, go to URLs and here we will use include and here we will add path admin okay hai include home.urls and we will give it a namespace as home. That is fine. Okay, now it is working fine. Let's go back and models, create a new model and we will name it as, let's first create class and model name will be task. Okay, it is a good name, task. Model dot okay, task name models dot char field max length 200 and it will be a models dot model that I will can do it. I will write first creates all the required columns. So that is due date, it should be a date field. We can have it as a date time field as well, whatever you like. Let's create another one that should be completed is equals to, it will be a boolean field, true or false, because we are gonna have a checkbox for this. Yes. Next thing we should have status, or okay, we can say it as priority. So what is a priority? It will be a choice field, a char field, but we will have choices. So let's say create some choices. Priority can be low, medium and high, so we will name it as capital P and the same letters for all these priority word, and L for low. Create a tuple and tuple in tuple, so nested tuple we will use low, and the medium and high we will use, so H high. Cool. Choices and the priority. We are having module date time field. Okay, we have written it as wrong. Default should be none, null true and blank true. Fucking autocorrect. Oh, null true, blank true. Fuck. And this is datetime field. Let's return task name, cell.task name. Okay, that's cool. Two arguments are given. That's because of models.model. I forgot that to write it here. Let's run it again. Task.priority carrier must contain define a max length. Okay, we have not write a max length attribute. Should be 1. Let's rerun it. Still an error. Okay, not supported between instances of integer and string. This is because of the string, and we should use integer, and where we should use integer, let's find out. So it should be in this max length, because it should be a number, integer number. Let's run, and it is running fine. Okay, let's make migrations, and now run the command migrate so that we can create a table for this. Working fine, great. Let's run the server, and running perfectly. Now we can return all this task that we are going to create. Let's say this is our task. Okay, we need to import task from the models. So let's write task dot objects dot all. So we are creating a dictionary here. We are creating an object first, object of the task, so we can render all the data that is present in the task table will reflect. So we will create a dictionary, and that we are going to return as a context. So tasks should be the key, and the task is the value. So we will have all the tasks that we create in a table will reflect on the home.html, but we should have a home.html first. So let's create templates, and in templates file we should have some HTML. So let's say it is a base.html, and the other one is home.html, that will be extended from the base. So write it as to do title, to do's, and block content and content and content, and we will write all the bootstrap classes CSS here. So we have created already a HTML frontend, HTML and bootstrap frontend. So what we are going to do now, copy and paste, because we already have that file. If you have not watched the first video part 1, then you should watch, because I have created all these files in that first video. We are pasting that all the stuff. So we have done with all the bootstrap classes. Now let's okay, bootstrap CDNs are included. Now extend the home.html should be extended from the base.html. So write it as extends base.html, block content and end block, and paste all the body parts here. So body content, then paste. So it is done now. Okay, we need to search for the data in the table. So this is here. So we need rows. We will have a different row for the different data. So we will use a for loop outside this tr tag in the t body, starting tr, before that starting tr. So let's write it as for task in tasks, and for, and we will write it as for loop dot counter, and the task name should be like task dot task name. Write it as task dot task name. Remove this task dot task name. What is that next thing? It is copy this and paste it over here, and it should be status. Oh, it should be priority. Okay, let's check it first. Okay, all medium, it's priority. Okay, so priority and then due date and then complete status and all. So let's write it as priority, then task dot due date, then status. admin.site.register, so that we can display the table in the admin panel. So from .models import task, and we should have a good display there in the admin panel. So we will create a new class, task admin.model and here we go list display and the what we want to display over there in the admin panel, last task name and the due date and completed all. We want that completed task and task admin. Cool. Okay, we have not registered the templates. Let's go back. Go to settings. Go to templates. And here we go os.path.join and the base directory with the templates folder name. It's a templates. Cool. Rerun it. Okay, and content we have used. It should be block and block. Let's go back. Base.html. It should be in base.html. And block. That's fine now. Looking cool. Now check for the administration panel, but there's one thing that we have not configured the admin panel yet. So what we are expecting, we will see this screen. So let's go back and Control C and create what we can create super user, and okay, system should be a username and password is system again. Okay, it is saying too similar. Okay, we want to go with this python manage.py run server. Password, username system, password system. Okay, let's go to tasks. First task completed. Priorities high, medium, save. Okay, now you can see we got our first record. So let's implement other things as well. Okay, we have not got anything here. Let's see what is happening over there. Okay, task.set is nothing. We should have completed here. Task.completed. So let's say if task.completed is equals to true, then equal to true, then done, else mark as complete. Link. What's happening? We have forgot and if. It should work fine now. Great. We have not configured this link, so let's go back. Now create some forms. Form from Django import forms, create a class for the task form, and import from form.model form. We should have a class meta, and here we will have model and the fields. Model and the fields here. In the fields we only want the due date and the task name. And due date. Go to views now, import task form and import request.method post and form task form dot objects. Okay, task form request dot post if it is a post request. Then form is equal to task form request dot post. If form is valid, then we will save this form dot save. So what we are doing here, we are saving our data in the database that we have got from the task form. If we have not got the post request, then what we will do, we will create a simple form that should display. That's what we are getting on the home page without a post request. Okay, that's cool. Now go to form in the HTML. Here it is, form dot CSRF token, and now we will use what should be the name? It should be let's check on the views, print form. Okay, and what we can do, we can in the HTML we can also have this form to display so that we can assure if our form is working or not. Let's check. Great, we are getting the response, so it is working. Let's go to the input tag and let's go to terminal and check what is the name for the task name. Okay, it is task name, required ID and the maximum length. Okay, we will copy this and paste it over there. And now the second thing is due date. Copy this due date, it should be a type, should be date, so we are not copy the type, and then we will paste all the other things like ID and the name. Okay, now it should work. Okay, add new date should be something, I think. Okay, now you can see new L, and default is L, so that's why we are getting L. Mark as complete. Now implement edit. So for edit we will get request, and with request we should get some ID also. So first let's create task dot objects dot get, and the ID equals to ID, and we need ID here. Okay, ID equals to ID. It is equals to we need a form. We have to create a form first. let's go to forms, class update form. We can write it as update form, and form.model form, and class meta will use, and model should be same, but the fields will be different. So we will have different fields. So we will have task name, priority, and the due date and completed as well. So all these task name, due date, priority, and completed. And now we go to views. We will use the same form that we have used in the home. Okay, so if request dot post, so we'll copy this all copy, paste it here, and we will change the name of our form. And we don't need this, it should be update form. Request dot post or none, we need instance over here. Request dot post or none, instance should be instance id and the form, it should be edit.html. Let's create this edit.html first. Now here we will go through the extend base.html. We will use all the container classes that we have used in the home.html. So let's write it block content, and then end block, and copy paste all the stuff, container, row and column, class container, row and column, paste, close this. In this column we will have our form method equals to post, and the CSRF token, and the form as paragraph, and the input button, input type submit button, and the value should be update. Let's run this. Okay, first we need URLs, edit, id, views dot edit, name should be edit. Okay, now home dot, okay, we need to give a URL, home edit, home colon edit, and the ID. So what should be the ID? task.id is the ID field we are using. That's cool. Now go to, okay, we should add redirect. That's where the problem comes. Okay, we should add return redirect. Okay, import redirect and return redirect home colon home, because we want to redirect always to the home page. Same over here, home colon home, Okay, now go to UL. Okay, newest, this is one, we got it here. Edit it. String object has no attribute class, attribute meta, instance id. Okay, what we have done. Let's check. Go to the forms. Class meta is the, okay, we got it, I think. Instance is okay. Let's remove this. Let's remove this as well. Then try. What is that? Post the, in the views we got, in the views we got something. It should not be id instance equals to instance, but we are providing id. That should not be the, it should be task. So we should provide a instance is task. So now it should work fine. Okay, now we got it, but it is not looking good to update something. Go to edit.html. Now we'll add text dot center. Okay, good. Now we will add a header, h3 tag, and class should be card header. And background would be warning, yellowish, and update task. Check. It is good. Let's have some margin and padding. Background is not looking good. PG info, and the padding is 3 and margin is 2. Let's update it. Text should be white. Text white. Good. Now hi completed, and this is this update. Now you can see it is updated. So we have implemented our edit button. Okay, it is not working. Mark as complete is not working fine. Okay, go to home.html. Check for this. We should not have this quotes. Remove this. Now find. Okay, it is working fine now. Cool. Completed. Click update. Okay, you can see it is done. Let's implement some more. Def completed. Request id and get the instance. Task dot objects. Okay, now task dot objects dot get id equals to id, and task dot, what we will use, task dot completed is equals to true. Then return first task dot save, then return redirect. home in home. If task is false, it's not true, then we will use this block. Now in the URLs, path completed and ID views dot completed name equals to completed. Give the URL, home completed task dot ID, mark is complete, not working, add it. What's wrong? Not updated here as well. Not working. Go to oh, here in the ID. Now it should work fine. Still not working. Not working. Okay, we got it. We have defined it as if it is true, then save, but we have not completed is equals to true. If it is not true, then we must make it true. If it is not true, then we should save it. Now it is working fine. Cool. Now you can see it is completed now. Cool. Okay, now implement delete, def delete, request the ID. Second thing is object, so I'll get this object, delete, dash dot delete, and then redirect. Path delete ID views dot delete, and the name is delete. Now go to home.html and add the URL here, URL home delete and task.id. Okay, it is working fine. You can check in the database as well. Working fine. Now create new. Okay, it is added. Mark as complete. It is working. Done. Edit is working as well. Cool. Second test. Cool. If you want to display the priority as low, medium and high rather than H, M and L, then what you can do, if you have written task dot priority, what you can do, you can write task dot get priority display. So what you can write, task dot get underscore priority underscore display. So that will be fine if you want to display priority as low, medium and high. We have seen that it is working fine. Now we are going to filter the priority and filter the completed status. So request and the choice we should get in the parameters task.object.filter, and we will add priority is equals to choice. So this is how we are going to filter it now. Okay, return render request home.html and with the task. Okay, we can copy this. Okay, from the home we can copy all this, paste it over here. We just need task filter and the priority should be choice. We just need that and everything will be same. We need the same for def. Okay, paste it and filter status, and the status will be choice. Now go to URLs. We don't, okay, we need tasks. So in the home, okay, we have here, okay, it should be home for the home page, home for all we need, then we should use home. Now here we need home, and let's check for that. What is the name? It is status. No, it's not status, I think. Let's check for that. First complete it and then we will check. URL home.status. Okay, now we will see what will happen if we write this. In the views, we didn't create any views, so let's create it now. Filter status, so it should be choice. Okay, it is priority. Okay, we'll write it as choice. And the views dot, we have filter status, but filter priority for priority, and name it as priority. we have written as status. It should not be status, it is a priority. So priority, same for both. Priority, priority, priority. Next is filter status, choice, filter status, name status. Not found, arguments not found. Okay, it should be in the quotes. That's why I think the error is coming. Okay, let's check. No, it is not resolved. The error is coming from somewhere else. Okay, let's check it. And it is from the URLs. Choice should be like this. This choice should be like this. Okay, it is working fine now. Okay, let's do it for status. Where's the fucking status? Okay, it is hidden here. Yeah, it should be home colon home. Home status. True. That's fine now. Run. Status all is there. Complete pending. Okay, not working. Choices are completed. Due status. Okay, the fucking status not there in the choices. So let's okay, let's try this. Okay, it should be completed, then it will work. Now it will work. Status mark as complete is visible, completed, done is visible. Okay, got it. Everything working fine. Let's create a new task, new one. Add a timestamp and new one, midnight, and the default one is coming. Done, mark is complete, done. Edit is also working. Okay, we can create new one. Let's say tutorial is completed.